Hi, in this video, I'm going to show you how to use CashPro or dual pricing with the Sale app, or really the feature that you're interested in is the ability to have dual pricing, and you've got the payments plan, or your merchant is just using the Clover device to process payments. There's no inventory involved, okay? So that's what this app is about. And this particular video is about. Normally you would use the Sale app. It looks like this. Sometimes you'll have it as one of the big apps on the bottom here. But so in the Sale app, the normal use would be, for example, you'd put in $10. Now, depending on your setup, you may have set up tax. This is, and if you did, it'll tell you the total with tax. If tax is not something you can do, then it'll just show you the amount you put in. Okay, so make sure you pay careful attention to how you're handling tax on your Sale app. Okay, and normally what you do is hit charge or cash, and that's that. Okay, now, but that's not dual pricing. We want to show you how you'd use our app for dual pricing. So what you would do, you would go to CashPro and you would tap on it, tap on Advanced Setup, mainly because I want to show you all the different options that are available. Okay, you tap on Advanced Setup. And first thing you do, see next to revert prices, there will be a button right here that says raise prices. You would raise the prices. Let's say you put in 4%, okay? Now, there's no inventory because that's why you're using the Sale app. You're just wanting to make a sale and not bother with inventory. So you would still raise the prices. The app would figure out, if you only support sales or if you have inventory and all that, but it'll come back. And after you raise the prices, see, mine just says audit check prices because I've already raised the prices, okay? But then what you want to do is go down to this orange section right here. See, it's called Sale App Related, okay? This section right here is all the features that relate to the Sale app, and I'm going to explain each one to you, okay? First option is you do nothing. You don't set anything. And let me show you what happens on the native use of the Sale app, okay? So you can go to the Sale app, and let's say you put in $10, like I just did right here, okay? In this case, there's tax involved, but it's $10. And instead of just hitting charge, you can hit these three dots right here, and you're going to see a cash card button, okay? Now, if you're on a mini or on a bigger device, this will not be hidden under the three dots, but on a Flex, it'll be hidden under the three dots. If you tap cash card, see right there, it just switches the price to include 4%, and then it includes the tax on that 4%. Okay, and then you can hit charge or cash. All you're doing with this cash card button is deciding if you want the cash price or the card price. Okay, if you choose to pay it out, you still pay it out with cash or charge like you normally would, and you'd process your payment. Okay, so that's the first way to use the CashPro. You basically just raise the prices and just use it like it is. Okay, now the problem with that approach is some people don't like having to tap this three dots and tap this cash card button. Okay, so let me show you the second way that you can use CashPro. Okay, so you go to CashPro, you tap on the Advanced Setup. Okay, and then what you can do, by the way, before I show you the second way, let me show you one other thing. Some people, they want to hand the device to the customer to pick cash or credit. Okay, so for that particular subset, what you would do is you check this box, Customer App, Sale app pop-up, okay, and this means that the customer is going to choose cash or credit. So let me show you what that'll do, okay. So now you go to the Sale app and you put in the price, okay, and in this case, let's say you put in the $10, okay, and see now what happens, there's a pop-up. So the customer can choose, hey, do you want to pay $11 or do you want to pay the card price, okay, and after the customer chooses, then it adds a tax and continues on like it normally would, okay. So that is what this option does. That's called, again, go back to the Sale app pop-up. That's what this option is for customer Sale app pop-up. Now, most people don't need this option. Okay, let's just make sure that's clear. This is a very rare case where you want to hand the device to the customer. Okay, let's keep going. Here's the second option I want to show you. Use CashPro for sales. Okay, I'm going to check that. Okay. Now, let me show you what happens. Okay, you tap Done, tap the Home button. Now, instead of using the Sale app, which is right here, okay, you're going to use the CashPro app, and you can move this to one of your big three apps if you want, okay? But look what happens when you tap it. You get a dual price, okay? So now if I tap in, for example, $10, you see a cash price and you see a card price, okay? And I can choose the card price, and it's going to add the tax and everything, and you're going to tender it. And see, now there's no need to tap those three dots. Okay, you can still use cash or charge to pay for it, but the charge was actually taken care of, and I'm going to go ahead and pay this out, okay? But the charge was actually taken care of by using our sale app, and then after you pay if you have tipping or whatever, that still applies just like it always did, okay? And after you're done with it, I'm going to go ahead and pay it out with a card. And after you pay for it, you're going to go back to the sale app. To our sale app for the next transaction. Okay, so let me go ahead and finish this out. And you're all done. I'm going to tap done. And see, now you're back to our app so you can process your next transaction, okay? Now, that's a step up, but some people would be like, hey, I don't want to still have to choose card or cash. Can you make it faster than that, okay? So I'm going to give you some more options that are available. Okay, by the way, if you need to get back to the settings, you tap either button when it says 0. Okay, so I'll tap zeros, and I tap Cash Pro, and see, now you can see the settings again, okay? So I'm going to tap on Advanced Setup, go to the Sale App section right here. And by the way, I want to show you one other option here is if you have items that are taxed, you can do Use Cash Pro for sales. And by the way, you can disable the cash button if you need to do that also, okay? But you can tap items are taxed, okay? If you choose this option, make sure you set the tax rate right here, okay? We set it to 10%, okay? So now what it'll do is we're going to add tax to each individual transaction, okay? Normally, you may not need this, especially if you're using Register Lite or a higher plan with Clover, okay? But if you're using Payments Plus, taxes are not normally part of the Sale App feature set, but we can add taxes to the Payments Plus. And if you do this, then you probably want to show the tax on the payment receipt, especially if you're only using Payments Plus, okay? But if you're not, the taxes will show on the receipt. You don't have to worry about it. But I'm going to go ahead and do show tax on payment receipt. Okay. So with these options set, now let me go ahead and do the sale app again. And so now what it'll do, let's say I put in $10. I'm going to choose card. And so now what the app will do, see, is it's going to take you to a separate screen where it added the tax and it's asking for the payment. But this screen right here, you're not normally used to it, but it's basically not using the sale app, but it is providing an ability to add tax to the payment. And then, I'm just going to pay it out with cash. You're only picking the price, okay? And then when you're done, you go back to our app, okay? By the way, you can choose not to add tax if you want, right? So that's the second use of the app. But let me show you the third option we've created, okay? You go to the Advanced Setup, and you go to the Sale App section right here. And let's say you don't want to do the items are taxed, okay? Then you don't need this option either. You're going to use Cash Pro for sales and choose this last option, experimental fast charge on Cash Pro sales, okay? Now what that'll do for you, I'm going to tap done, okay? Now if you tap the Cash Pro, let's say I put in $10, okay? When you tap card, it's going to go directly to asking for the card payment. Hey, that's a really fast option that a lot of people have requested, and we're now offering it, okay? And then after you do the card payment, you still can, and see, the only thing is you don't get to do any tips or anything like that, and it goes back to our Cash Pro right after you're done, after you process the sale. Now we do want to say, so you can hit the zeros, go back to Cash Pro, Advanced Setup, okay? We do call this option experimental. Please make sure you check your merchant accounts and everything, that everything looks good on the behalf of the merchant, okay? But basically, if you're not using this option and you're using Cash Pro, I forgot to show you one other thing, okay? If you're using Cash Pro for sales, and let's go ahead and do a sale, okay? Then when you make a sale, then the receipt, if you need to, okay, let's just go ahead and say we did a charge, and I'm going to go ahead and pay it out, okay, with tax. I'm sorry, with tip and everything. By the way, we're not handling tipping, okay? You set up everything on your payments the way you normally would, okay? There's no need. We're just providing the price that these different transactions are occurring at, okay? And after you're done, if you were to print the receipt, okay, what would happen is if you only had Payments Plus, this receipt is not going to show the tax on the receipt, okay? So what you would do to show the tax is you can swipe down, see right here from the top area, and okay, I didn't choose to use the payment option, but there'll be an option that says print receipt, okay? And that's, here, let me go ahead and just show it to you. You want to use that option, hit the zeros, go back to Cash Pro, Advanced Setup, and you want to use that option because what it'll do, there we go, is it'll let you show the tax on our receipt, which you get from a pull down, okay? So let's say you do $10, you do the transaction, let's say you do a charge, and after you do that transaction, okay, after you're done, again, if the receipt coming printed by Clover is good for you, then you don't need this feature, okay? But so normally, see, there's a print button right here, okay? When you tap print, depends on your history with Clover, okay, to be honest. But if you don't see the tax line appearing on that printout, then you still have an option, okay? And that's to, okay, you do still have an option, pardon me for that little glitch there, but what you can do is you can swipe down from the top right here, and you're going to see a print option, okay? I can't show that to you right now because we're not on payments only. We're on a register like demo, and we don't get that ability. But there'll be an option here for print receipt, okay? And that's you just swipe down from the top area right here, okay? You'll see an option for print receipt, and if you use that, you'll get the tax line added, okay? So what I wanted to demonstrate for you here again is that you can use Cash Pro, okay? And you can, after you've raised the prices, you have all these different options that allow you to, for example, use the sale app pop-up for the customer. Again, most people don't need that, okay? You can use our Cash Pro app for sales, and you can make it one of the big three at the bottom by moving it there. You can disable the cash button. Show tax on payment receipts. If you do that, you're going to use the swipe down to see the tax on a payment receipt. You can actually tax items. And we have an experimental fast charge, okay? If you have any other questions, make sure you email us at help@appheaven.us, help, H-E-L-P, at appheaven, A-P-P-H-E-A-V-E-N.us. Thanks.